Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? How is everybody doing? We're so glad to be here, and we're so glad you're here. Today is Tuesday, January 24th, and which is a really good number. I like that number. And we want to welcome you. We have a special show as per usual. We always like to have something special that has to do with what's happening. And this week, hi Danielle. Our friend Danielle just checked in. My cousin Rena Crugnali Bergi has checked in. Our friend Leo calls her our weather girl. She's my cousin from Massachusetts. So we love that people are checking in, and please keep coming on and checking in. And that's Zito. Oh my God, a cavalcade of amazing women has just 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 has just checked in. So Danielle, my cousin Rosa reached out to you this week. So I was talking to my cousin Rosa. Rosa reached out to Danielle. Danielle is an amazing spiritual medium that has become a friend of ours, and just we've gotten our readings, and it just had our minds blown. It's amazing. I personally got the quantum session. I can't say enough about it. This is Danielle's information. It's right there. It's scrolling. DAMCL designs.com. That is, you can go to Danielle's website and check it out. I can't say enough about it. I was blown away. Oh my goodness. Lisa Vigiano is here with us. Wow, we got a lot of Italians on here. Do you see that? This is like one Italian girl after another. It's fantastic. Lisa, I heard wonderful things about your Jane Oliver tribute show. Oh my God, speaking of Italians, Catherine Salvio? Are you kidding me? This is amazing. This is amazing. So we want to welcome everybody. We're really glad you're here. And so this week, lots of great things happened. One of the things I do want to talk about before we bring our guests on, my very special guest, who is someone I love and has helped me tremendously. But I want to talk about for Christmas, I wanted to do something special for Leo. And so, because he is my sidekick, and where would I be without Leo? So I got our friend Keith Torgan, who is a wonderful musician and songwriter, also is an artist. And so I got a Torgan of Leo. So my friend Keith Torgan did a beautiful Torgan of just Leo. But then he also did one of me and Leo. Could you just die at how beautiful this picture is? So this was Keith Torgan does these amazing things. Some of them are freestyle, and some of them are with photographs that he turns into kind of like paintings, and then he colors in and does all these beautiful things. So that is what I got myself for Christmas. A beautiful Torgan of me and Leo Rodriguez, my sidekick. There he is. Leo,
Hey,
come on. Is this amazing or
it
what?
is so adorable.
Oh my God.
Look
It's
at us
fantastic.
together.
There we are. We're keeping it real, Leo. We're keeping it real. Um, yes. Thank you so much, Danielle. I love seeing me and Leo together too. We see each other on Tuesdays. Leo is in Idlewild, California,
Yep.
and I am in New York. But the wonder of StreamYard and the internet helps us all to connect. Um,
Hey, Annette has got her menu list going out there already for the
I
Oscars.
know Annette is going to come on the show now. Annette, I think I don't know what we agreed on. I think it's really up to you if you want to come on the Tuesday before the Oscars or the Tuesday after. I kind of like when she comes on the Tuesday after, because then she can comment on everything that was going on.
You
But
know, I missed the Annette and Pupa, Dominic Pupa or Lavinia
I know
combination.
in studio. I mean that I
Hmm.
love. Maybe we can do
Although we
that too.
get all those parental notices, we know, but
I know. Well, you know how that goes. Uh, Yeah. Oh, Leo is suggesting. So what Annette does is she creates these menus. They're almost like puns, like specific to the Oscars and all the nominations. And she creates these incredible menus, like nothing you've ever seen. And she has a book and everything on Amazon about all these Oscar menus. So she we'll put out there like the movies, and she's open to suggestions. And Leo, you've thrown in some suggestions there, I see.
Some a couple here and
All
there.
right, okay, I love that.
You
And
know,
and that's so cool. She lets her friends, throw out some stuff, which is really wonderful. Let's see who else has checked in. So far, it's the girls, which I love. Yeah, 10 picture nominations. Holy moly! And you know what? I think I've only seen Elvis, which was amazing.
I haven't seen that one yet either.
It's you know what, Leo? I was so skeptical going in, but it was really good. I will
I
say.
I forgot
Um,
what they were.
yeah, there was a lot of, but I have to see them now before.
Yeah,
I
the
have to
race
see
is
them all.
on.
The race definitely is on. So this week, I mean, lots happening now. Like January is usually kind of a boring month, but then again, what are you bored, Leo?
No, I was just thinking I'm probably gonna really cry at Elvis now that Lisa Marie's gone too.
Well, that is just
I
crazy.
mean, she's only a couple years older than me.
Yeah, but wasn't she? No, he was younger, right, when he passed away.
He was in his 40s.
You're right, and she's 52, but
Yes.
it's just very sad. Totally tragic. Some families, and I bet Danielle could actually enlighten us on some of that. But
Oh, but please, I need titles with more than one word. Like
yeah,
Tar.
I know. But like some of these things that, like this lineage of like, especially with addiction, you see it a lot. It's just very sad. But
Yeah.
anyway, so okay, so January's happening. It's cold. It's all
I
that
can't
stuff.
believe it, but it's already January 24th.
Yes, tomorrow is my cousin Ronnie Crinelli's birthday, Rena's brother Ronnie, and then the 27th is my dad. So there's a couple of guys in my life that are
Your dad was going to stay up till like 11, maybe.
maybe 8:30. You don't understand. Now I have to call him at like 6 to make sure he's up. And sometimes he calls me. Sometimes he calls me and he tells me, I just want to let you know I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, Dad, that sounds great.
Hi, Juliana.
Juliana Cesari has joined us. Another Italian girl. Look at this. Hi, Maria and Leo from Santa Monica, having dinner with you. I love this. She checks in, so they're 3 hours behind. So
It just
it
got
is
hot.
now. Yep, I know.
It just got hot. It
Oh
just got
no, who's
hot.
coming? Lucas. So you know what? This would be a perfect time since Lucas has joined us. Lucas Ferdland not only is in our calendar. Oh boy, I don't think I have my calendar with me. I have last year. Leo, okay, so our calendar, which is $15, are nothing but the apron calendar. It's way across the room. I'm not going to get up and get it. But Lucas is May, the month of May. Lucas is not just our friend. He's a great singer, bartender, but he is also an amazing ballet dancer. And he is in the Oakland Ballet right now. And they just did and posted these beautiful pictures of their Lunar New Year celebration. And I cannot say enough about how gorgeous this ensemble and these pictures looked. Oh, look at that. Could you? Wow.
Beautiful, dramatic.
Dramatic and gorgeous and just beautiful.
Oops,
So
sorry.
our friend Lucas sent those pictures, and he is performing in the Oakland Ballet right now. I think, Lucas, is this still going on? Type in if it's still going on. But I wanted to really talk about.
There's more performances coming up, and if I can just
Lunar New Year
quickly go
performances,
to
the website.
the
Yeah,
website.
so if people are out in that area, which a lot of our friends are out there. A lot of our friends. Dancing Moons Festival. Okay, beautiful. So a lot of our friends are out that way. Please check out the Oakland Ballet website. Okay, oaklandballet.org. That's easy enough. And right now there are a few more performances of the Lunar New Year festivities. I mean, the pictures he sent me were just exquisite. And I know how amazing Lucas is, so I can only imagine how beautiful everything is. They just finished up the Nutcracker last month. They're on to amazing things. Yes, I have shows in March, April in honor of Asian choreographers and culture. Thank you.
And I believe one of his choreographers, Phil Chen.
Yeah, yep.
I believe
They are
and
focusing on his choreography.
that's right. And
I
I
believe
thought I
so
had it
because he
here.
did send me that. So this is really amazing.
Oh, here we
Mario
go.
Davila. Oh my God, that sexy devil.
Oh,
Mario Davila has joined us. Bethany Vaughn has joined us.
hi Bethany.
Wow.
So
All
this
the
is the
stars
page
are
for Phil Chan. I know
okay.
you sent me his Instagram earlier, but the one that he created some of the pieces that that Lucas is dancing to over the next
That's
couple of weeks.
beautiful. I mean, I was just blown away when I saw these pictures. It's just incredible. It's beautiful. So Phil Chan is who they are featuring,
Celebrating. Yeah.
celebrating, and the works of this choreographer. So if you are out in the Oakland area, please make a point to go see Lucas and his um, talented company. So
Lucas, I
now
have to come visit you. I will come. I will come up. I shall return to the Bay Area.
do it, return to the Bay Area. Now, so I'm looking at Lucas's pictures online, and I said, wait a minute, that's right, it's Lunar New Year, and I want to know more about it. I know a little bit about it, and everyone in New York like loves it. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in Chinatown, a lot of celebrations. I know Boston has its own celebration. Um, uh, San Francisco, a lot of places that we have friends have their own celebrations. But I thought, yes, Leo,
Where I come from in Montebello, where I was born in, well, not born in LA, but raised in Montebello,
yeah.
is a hop skip to Alhambra and Monterey Park,
Oh
which
wow.
is a big Asian community. They
Oh
also
yeah,
had some
that's
horrible
right.
action this weekend.
Yeah, and there
But
was a
and a
big
shout out to all their
festival.
families and such, and a shout out to the young hero that stopped the gentleman.
Was that
If you see the
amazing or what?
wow, wow,
Wow.
to be able to know, and he said it wasn't that he was lacking fear. It was fear that motivated his
But
to do what he did, and he did it.
yep, and he said it was kind of like I either do this or it's not going to be good. And I mean, I can't, these are real heroes. These
Hmm.
are the heroes out there that we cannot forget and ever forget. Um, okay, so Julie Cesari, who, by the way, Julie was my director at 2018's wedding. Julie, I will forever be grateful. I'll never stop saying it. You got me my equity card. Had Julie not hired me to do that show because I was non-equity, I got my equity card
Oh
because of
wow!
Julie Cesari. She was my amazing director in 2018's, one of the greatest ballet companies in the U.S.,
Oh,
says Julie. And I believe her because she's a director. So she knows her stuff. Lynn Portis is watching. Rosalind Goldstein Friedman is watching. Now, I don't want to waste another second. So here's what I did. Lucas, you inspired me. You posted those beautiful pictures. And I said, wait a minute. I really want to know more about Lunar New Year. Who can I call upon to educate me? One of the master educators out there, someone that is my friend, but I also will follow all his posts on Facebook because he never just posts something. It always like has all this wonderful education behind it. Even a simple lunch or a family meal has all this education. So I said, I'm going to call upon my beautiful friend Thom Chu to see if he's free because he's pretty busy to join us and let's celebrate Lunar New Year. Who better than Mr. Thom Chu?
Thank you so much for
hey,
having me.
Hi,
Wow.
Thom. I'm so happy you were available, honey.
Well, you're great. I mean, it was just like, sometimes we just make things happen, right?
Yeah, you have to.
It's
I
awesome.
felt like it was a sign from above that I should call you. It was a perfect time.
Hi, Annette.
You know Annette?
Look.
I can't believe that. That's fantastic. Two great people that I care about and love know each other. Now, so Thom, I'm gonna start with this first. This is how I know Thom. My friend Kayla King, who is a great singer that works at the Duplex and married this amazing man named Jim Chu that we all fell in love with. We literally fell in love with Thom Chu. I mean, Jim Chu. And then we found out Jim Chu has an adorable brother named Thom Chu. And then we all fell in love with Thom. And Thom it does something. He does many amazing things, but one of the things he did with me that completely eased my mind, and this is one of these subjects that no one ever wants to talk about, but we must talk about it. He helped me do and facilitated that I do my living will and my final will and testament. And it sounds like nobody wants to do that, right? But guess what? Once you do it, you literally exhale. So this is what Thom does. And Thom, why don't you talk a little bit about that before we go into the Lunar New Year? What you do and
Absolutely.
okay.
Well, I got into this work after my mom took her own life at 72, and it was, when people die by suicide, they don't have necessarily. In her case, she didn't leave a note. We didn't know what she wanted to do, but she did have a plan in place. And so it's really important for all of us that we don't know, when our last day on earth is going to be, or when we're going to face a crippling disability. So what I do to help people, and so from that time, I decided, this is 2007, that I was going to be a part of making it better for people. My mother had an okay plan, but I despised her planner. And every time I sat down with this guy, I thought, you know what? I'm nicer than you are. And I can go learn the law, which is what I did. So I went to law school and started my own practice, now just going on 10 years ago. And since then, I've helped many people, including you and others, and it's all been word of mouth. So if there are other people in New York State that I can help, please call or write to me. But what I do is I draft wills and trusts. I do powers of attorney, healthcare proxies, help people think about what should happen. Who are the trusted people who should be standing by in case something should befall one? And that can be as simple as, when we had that Superstorm Sandy back in 2012, people had travel disruptions. They couldn't make it home on travel, or it could be that people, have an accident that they eventually recover from, but they can't take care of business. They need someone to sign documents for them. God forbid, people do die suddenly. And when they do, we want to make sure that what I like to say is I like to protect people they love the most from the people they love the least.
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God, look at I have chills. That's incredible.
So we all have people in our lives that we fall out of love with. We could be related by blood to people we don't trust. The law will plug in for you. If you say nothing, it's very possible for your resources to get allocated to people you haven't even been in touch with, just because they're your surviving parents, sibling, spouse, child. There's a whole list of what the law will plug in as defaults in case you don't say something. But all you have to do is say something, and you can leave everything you have to people that nobody may even know the name of. But I can waterproof your position. So if any of that interests you, please call me. You can write to me through my website. You just fill in a little online request form. I'll call you back. I do home delivery. I also do meetings via Zoom. Some of my clients only meet for the first time in person when we're signing our documents. So
right.
Because Maria, I'd be happy to extend the courtesy of time with you just to find out more. So please oh my God, thank you, Lynn.
But, I know. Listen, let me tell you something.
I would be happy to talk with anybody, just because if you say those two words, Maria Gentili, that just puts a smile on my face anyway.
Well, I feel the same way about you. Now, I'm going to jump in here because I get so emotional, Thom, thinking about your kindness. When we met, I was so nervous. The reason I came to you was because one of my friends died suddenly. My friend Lori Lawrence. I'm not afraid to say her name because her death rippled out in so many positive ways for a lot of us. We now have we have fundraisers, and the Big Brother, Big Sister. We have a scholarship fund in her name that I do benefits for every year that I put together, and I'm so happy. But to do that for her, but one of the things she did, which opened a lot of our eyes, is she had all her ducks in a row. She was only 58, but she had all her ducks in a row.
So critical. And
I could not believe it because everything was needed. And thank God these documents were available. And so when I came to you, I was nervous. I was very frightened. I didn't know anything about it. You made it so easy, and your heart is so big, and you have so much compassion, and the way that you handled my fragility about it, that I cannot sing this man's praises enough. And anybody that knows me knows I do not waste words. Nobody pays me to say what I say. I do not have promotions, paid promotions. I promote who I love. And I cannot say enough about Mr. Thom Chu.
Well,
So
thank you so much.
please, and you can always reach out to me if you didn't get Tom's number tonight or whatever. I will. But Thom, it's just New York, right?
Right, I'm only licensed in New York, but if you're in another state, I can certainly make referrals. I have lots of contacts in all 50 states.
Okay.
And the thing is that don't do yourself and your survivors
Mm-hmm.
the favor of having things in order. I cannot tell you how many people are the people who come to me saying, "I'm so grateful you took care of my mother's plan," because they then knew where everything was. They knew what
Yep.
to wish for. And I help my clients do everything, including planning their own funerals, because
Right.
people in grief are not in a position to make decisions, and often they get ripped off because people, they say things, and they say, and people disagree. Like, mom said this, mom said
Right.
that. It's just it's unbelievable what can happen.
Yep.
But oh, it's fun. What did you put up?
May I say that everyone needs to listen to you because you went to a reception with Justice Sotomayor.
I did.
Everyone needs to listen to Thom Chu.
It's one of my favorite people, and I got a picture with her to prove it. But no, she's an amazing leader. I've really made it my business to learn from others and to bring to my clients the best information, and I will be happy to counsel anybody who comes my way and give them the time that's needed. Just before we got online, I just finished a Zoom consultation with a couple in upstate New York, and they're not that mobile, so we do stuff by Zoom, and it works fine. So thank you for your praise, Maria. It means the world to me. And everybody, if you don't have your plan, you don't have to use me. You can use anybody you want, but please be in touch. And put together a plan that's right for you, so that you can take care of your wishes and really protect, like I say, protect those you love the most from those you love the least.
Oh, I love that, Thom. I love that because it's so true. We're afraid to say things like that, but it is true.
True.
It is so true. Now, so we could just go on an hour about this, and we can come back to it for sure. But I want to tell you, one of the most beautiful things I love about Thom is he is so loving with his family. Like, you make these beautiful videos of little, you call her young Ruby, who is Kayla and Jim's daughter. She's beautiful. And I think she's 2 or 3. And you film her, and the way she talks to you. What is the name for Uncle in
No, this is hilarious. There was a little video which I'll have to share with you. So in Chinese nomenclature, we have a very complicated system. And here's little Ruby opening up her hongbao, which is or Lacey, which is a gift, a red envelope gift of money. She's thrilled with it. And here's some red envelopes that I put together for my friends a few days ago on Sunday. And so the red envelope is a tradition of giving money. Usually it's the elders and the married people giving money to the younger ones who are unmarried, children especially, but even up to people who are in college or in school. And it's a tradition of warding off evil spirits and bringing good luck. So in the Chinese zodiac, we have instead of the Western zodiac has those 12 constellation kind of months in the sky, right? And in the Chinese zodiac is a different theoretical system that runs by the year. And I sent to Leo a little cycle here, and this shows the numbers are quite small, but everybody knows this year is the year of the rabbit. And so there's a legend of the Jade Emperor where he created a race challenge to these animals and had them cross a raging river, which is moving in a certain direction, and they have to fight the water to get to the other side. And so they have this race, and there are variations on this. So you'll hear Chinese New Year and Lunar New Year. So literally 1 out of 4 people on the globe follow this Chinese zodiac. It comes from China, but there are variations. It's Vietnamese, Korean. So there you'll see, for instance, there's a cat in the Thai zodiac or the Vietnamese zodiac. We don't have a cat, but so the race that was won was with the rat. It was actually the smallest creature.
Wow.
And legend has it, the rat was, in the raging river, was not going to make it on her own or his own. So the rat taught the ox, who's very kind, to get a ride on the ox's head. So the ox is probably the most kind of sturdy and able to withstand the force of the raging water and makes the way over first. And when the ox crossed the river, the rat jumped off the head of the ox and got there first.
Wow.
So the rat may be thought of, in Western culture as being dirty or a pest or this kind of thing. But in Chinese philosophy, the rat was the most cunning. And even though it was physically the most challenged by the water.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, why people will say things like, "Oh, he's a rat," or "He's a," they like when those euphemisms and the way they refer to rats, or even that. Now I'm wondering, is that where rat race comes from?
All have these very positive, characteristics, and obviously have shadows, like in Western zodiac. So if you look at that chart, then you start with the rat, then there's the ox, and so it goes on. And so we just finished the year of the tiger, and then starting the year of the rabbit. And so
I love this.
Isn't that fun?
So what's the difference now, Thom, between a Lunar New Year and a Chinese New Year?
So the Chinese calendar is lunar, right?
Oh, okay.
But the thing is that as a generic term, you'll hear people say Happy Lunar New Year. It's a way of not ignoring the fact that in Vietnam they have Tet, which is also lunar cycle. It's also their New Year. They have different traditions.
Okay.
Some of them descend from China. So I'm going to read to you these little sayings that are on
the
envelope,
please.
Which I have to say, I did work really hard on shopping for these envelopes.
I'm sure you did. You're very detail oriented. I love that.
So counting from the left is the word for fortune. And then that's I'm going to read it in Cantonese, which is what I grew up with. And then to the second from the left is Dai Phok Dai Lei. And that means good luck and may things go smoothly for you.
I love it.
And the third one is Sen Lin Fai Long, which is just a Happy New Year. And then the fourth one, it says Dong Hei Fa Cui, which is what you hear, like probably historically. It's a Cantonese saying, and it means wishing you all happiness and prosperity. And then the last one is my favorite, which is Man Si Yu Yi, which means wishing that all goes smoothly according to your wishes in 10,000 things. So in everything that you do, may everything go your way. So these are aphorisms and they're little wishes. And the thing is that this is my Chinese New Year table at my home in Bridgehampton, and these figurines, which are pretty decent sized, they're made of crystal. They were done by Cartier for the Chinese zodiac years, and they would issue every year a different figure. And I happen to have my symbol is the ram or the goat or sheep. In Chinese, they're all the same word, but I like the word ram. But this particular figure has that like kind of curly horn on it, and then you'll see the outline of the horse on the other side of the oranges, which is a very traditional kind of New Year, spring festival symbol. But as it turns out, so I'm a ram or goat, and my boyfriend David Perkins, and you'll see a picture of him shortly, is a horse. That's David.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so there's new love.
He's super sweet too. I look at those videos.
Yeah, he's a very kind, compassionate person. He's a therapist by training and does private practice.
How nice.
My late husband designed this home that's behind us, and he died in November 2020. it took me over a year to find new love in my life, and David's brought so much light and love to my life. But it's fun to share with you because I also have in my collection of things that's from the Chinese New Year feast. So that's my dad in the corner there.
Who I'm in love with your dad.
He's great.
He's spectacular.
He's 96, and this is him.
Look at him.
This is from today's lunch.
Cute.
So if you want to see Dad eating lunch, I make him lunch 3 or 4 days a week, and I do something called Dining with Dad, and it's just kind of sharing our life together. And to me, love and food. I mean, as in your life, Maria, and I love to hear you talk about what you do. It's a way of showing your interest in someone. And
of course,
for my dad who lives alone, it's a way for me to check up on him, clean out the fridge, invent new things. So this is our lunch was actually the Peking duck that I had for lunch at that table in Bridgehampton, and then that's a rice pork congee, which is actually from the big roast suckling pig that you saw in the earlier picture from yesterday.
Yeah.
And so that's already so that's the pig, and then we
there it is.
Rice porridge, the leftovers, including the head and the trotters.
You see what you said, because this is very important. You don't waste anything. You see what's in the fridge. You use what you have.
Absolutely.
Italians are the same way.
Absolutely.
We don't waste. It's almost sinful. It's like
absolutely.
My mom used to look in the fridge and say, "Okay, let me see. What do we have? What can I make with this?" And I respect that so much. But I got to tell you, today your dad was extra cute because he kept saying, "Duck for lunch?"
Yes.
Like he was so happy.
But it was so luxurious to have duck for lunch. But that was literally left over. But it was carefully left over in a way because when you kind of live within your means, beneath your means, you live frugally. You can mentally divide a plate and say, I don't have to eat all of that now. I'd be happier if I get to share part of that with my father on Tuesday. And I did. And so it was refrigerated and we reheated it and it tasted pretty good. That was his remark. So he was just so happy to have something.
He said it like 2 or 3 times. He was so happy about it. He was like, duck for lunch. And he's just so cute. He says the cutest things.
Yeah.
And he's charming and there's something very magical about him.
Well, he lives a life of gratitude. And that's that. And he lives very modestly. The man's a multimillionaire. You have no idea looking at him. But he's done very well in the world, but he lives a very modest life. And, and I learned that from him. But he's super generous and loves to help other people.
And didn't you say he also speaks a few languages? So
his first wife was from Puerto Rico, so he speaks fluent street Spanish. And on the video, he'll remark in Spanish about que rico, or que
I love it.
It's adorable, and so I speak Spanish as well. And he in 2007, after my mother died, I took a sabbatical and I studied in Ecuador. I brought him down as a way of getting him out of the house. And so I was doing my last course, doing spelling and grammar and all this. And he was taking the little trolleybus up and down the boulevard in Quito and having the time of his life, just kind of roaming around.
I can imagine.
Open and curious about people, which is great. But But
Lynn,
if we could keep him up this late.
I know. Lynn just said we need to have Tom's father on the show. I would love that, but that's very. I mean, my dad's 80. He's going to be 87 this month, and he goes to bed at like 8:30.
There you go.
So
early to bed, early to rise, right?
Yeah, that's.
So what's fun about the Chinese zodiac is that just like in the Western zodiac, so I actually do something called the pattern. And then there's another thing called, what's the other thing? It's called, what's there some kind of other online horoscope app kind of thing where you can play around with putting in the other person's birth date and then seeing your match, etc. So I'm going to show you my little match between Goat and David is a horse. And so they actually have these little charts that you can look up. So it turns out that goats love compatibility. One of them is rabbit, horse, goat, or pig, and the goat and the horse are closely. What does it say? Let's see. The next one was Yeah, closely attached to each other and supportive of one another, which makes your relationship smooth and steady.
How
So it's
nice.
something, it's silliness, but so the horse obviously has the same, but they have different possibilities. But it's such a great coincidence that this man David Perkins wound up being a nice connection, complementary and happy couple. You have different
Yeah.
talents and personalities, but you share common goals and values. Your relationship brings out the best in you both and offsets your shortcomings. I mean, sure, it's superstition, but when it works in your favor, why not,
I
right?
know. You know what though? I just finished a book that actually Danielle sent me. And Danielle, I haven't even talked to you about it yet, but I just loved it. It's called Italian Folk Magic. And she said, "You're gonna love this, you're gonna laugh a lot." And I did, because it's all those Italian rituals and superstitions and all that, but I couldn't stop laughing because these Italian women especially, they do these incantations and they do believe in these things, and all these, what they think you're or have the malocchio, all that stuff. But you know what you said that reminded me of it? You said maybe it's superstition, but guess what? If you repeat something enough and someone believes it after a while, it
It's your
becomes real.
it's your truth,
Yeah.
And so, but the great thing is that it's fun to discover other um, cultures and have fun, have fun with it. It's fun to get to share with you my culture. And the great thing is that you knew Kayla King. You've known her for a long time.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of related in that way. In that Kayla's little daughter Ruby is
Oh, she's
and
beautiful.
and
I met her at a staff meeting and she sat on my lap and she and I totally bonded. And then she said to Kayla the next day, "Can Maria come over for a sleepover?" I thought that was so cute. She's
so
so loving, that little girl.
she's really kind. Well, she got it from both her mother and her father, and
Yeah.
and she's named after my late mother. So that's just
Oh, okay.
like the spirit of my mother in her, spark of joy, and so it's fun to
Now,
share that with you.
Tom, you cook with her as well. You've made
Oh
videos
yeah,
of. She's really got it for a little girl. She
oh
really
yeah. She's
she
got
gets it.
incredible fine motor coordination, and then she'll say, "This is a really hard job. It's challenging. I should be paid to do this." But but anyway,
She's really funny.
no, she's got a great sense of humor. She's a real ham, but we have a lot of fun with each other, and she brings so much joy to me. Um,
And how do you say uncle? Is it Zuzu or?
so she's been calling me Susu because the thing is this: in Chinese, there's a whole complicated system of what people are called, and if I can find this really quick for Leo, I do want to share this with you because it's kind of a panic. It's really kind of crazy, and but this is I've just found it, Leo. Um, this is a chart of what people are supposed to call people, and the type. It's all in Chinese. There's not even like room for transliteration. But you won't believe this, but there are formal and informal terms for every single member of your family, depending on which side of the family they come from.
Oh, wow.
So my mother had a decent sized family, and so Leo, I did send it by a messenger. I don't know if you can pick it up. I actually had to correct my brother, which is awkward. But the thing is that so the thing is that my brother and I learned all the vocabulary for my mother's sisters and their family. So it's too small to read the text. But the thing is that if you can see in the kind of the bottom, lower bottom,
Yeah.
it's kind of an image of who you are.
Oh, I
You have
see.
two
So it's like
little
a family
fingers,
tree, but it's just
but
more
it's all
sophisticated.
related to you and it flows out. So
Oh,
you have
wow.
mom on the left, dad on the right. You see like little mustaches and beards and that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So mom's on the left side. But then so if your mom has a younger sister and she's married to someone, he's outside of your mother's family, right? But there's a
Right.
term for that. But if your mother has a sister who's older than she is, there's a
Wow.
word for that. So on your father's side, there's a whole parallel universe of terminology. And the only word, because my father came from Nanjing through Shanghai and has been in New York since 1953. So this is the
Wow.
70th year in New York. So it's really a New Yorker more than anything else. But the
Right.
thing is that he didn't come with any family. So he had no
Incredible.
contact with anybody. So anybody who was a male person, like friend of his, would be introduced to, you know how people say, oh, we'll call him, you know, Uncle so-and-so, Aunt so-and-so. They weren't your actual uncle.
Oh,
You know, you would just call them uncle. So,
right.
so the generic term for uncle, if it's your father's friend, unless they were much older than your father, you call them susu, which is
Oh.
younger brother of your father.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's why Jim told her it was susu, because that's what we learned, right? But the thing is that I'm older than my brother, so I have a title which is Lo Bop or Bop Bop or Bop Song, or it's so complicated.
Yeah, yeah.
I Bop, right? So anyway, so before Chinese New Year, this is the story. I had to tell my brother, like, oh my God, people are gonna be so upset that you've taught your daughter the one word she knows in Chinese is the wrong term for your brother. So I was like, we've got to fix this like really, really fast.
Oh my
And
God.
so he did, but then there's a little video that we posted, and it was like so funny because it ends with it was a little video of her having, you know, saying thank you for a little book that I found for her, and crazily enough, there is an actual book called Ruby's Chinese New Year, which I thought was
Wow.
hilarious and wonderful. But anyway, she thanked me for the book, and then so she said exactly what they told her to say, and then she it was more than under her breath. She's like, "Oh, I don't understand why he's not Susu anymore. Now he's a
Oh,
Lopong. What happened to him?" And then my
oh,
brother said, "Like he'll have to explain that to you himself." So we'll see.
wow.
But
She's really smart. Yeah.
super smart. But thanks for letting me share that with you. But that's a little bit more of our culture. Like it really matters a lot, the placement of who these people are in your family, because it shows their generational position, whether they're married into the family or you're born
Wow.
American, all of this
That's so
stuff.
complicated. My
It's super
God.
complicated. And let me tell you, as a child of immigrants, I like only got the message, like only part of it.
Well,
So
you know, one of my nieces is in the Air Force, my niece Leah, and she was in linguistics for a while and she learned well, she speaks Italian and English and French, but she learned Russian, and then she had to learn Chinese, and she said it was literally, and she's brilliant. I can say that. People know my niece Leah. She's like scary off the charts smart. She said it was the most difficult thing she had ever done in her life.
yeah, I bet.
And it kind of sent her to a place where she was like, you know what? I think I'm going to switch departments because it was so. I mean, she learned it, but it was so, and she speaks Japanese too. But she just was like, wow, that is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Now she's working on, she's in the Air Force, she's working on B-52s and doing that kind of thing because that's what she really loves. But isn't that crazy? So I can imagine, uh, we usually do the food section of our show at this time.
Okay.
I am going to do the food section of our show. It's called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. And in your honor, I didn't cook the two things, but I did get them because I wanted to honor Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. And so this is normally I cook for the show. I always have food for the show. So tonight I went to the next best thing. I went to your favorite store and my favorite store, Trader Joe's.
All right.
And I got, these are pork and ginger dumplings
They look good.
in broth. And I cut up some scallions.
Nice.
They smell divine. And I know you like Trader Joe's as well.
I do. I love Trader Joe's.
And then I got some spring rolls. These are vegetarian spring rolls, and I cook those up, and I have a little dipping sauce there that I have. Yeah, so this is in honor of you. And then I made a little salad with some red cabbage, some not romaine, I'm sorry, red cabbage, iceberg lettuce, kale, carrots, and cucumbers. And I'm going to put a sesame olive oil, so extra virgin sesame, toasted sesame olive oil,
Nice.
and a honey ginger vinegar on that. So that's going to be nice. And then for dessert, because I looked up, I'm like, well, because of course, Americans eat dessert with everything, but I realized that it's more about fruit.
Yes.
Especially for for the new year, right? So
Yep, you saw
oranges.
all those mandarin oranges on my table. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I got that. So that is I'm celebrating your holiday
That's
with
nice.
my own little thing. Oh, Leo, what do you have?
What? Oh, darn it! The camera's on. Oh, I got hungry. I'm sorry.
What do you have there, Leo?
I'm having some sweet and sour chicken
Okay,
Good.
and some fried rice that I actually
beautiful.
made for the kids last week.
Leo works
With my
with kids.
leftovers, and then
Oh,
some
that's
egg
great.
rolls
See, you did
in
what
honor.
Tom has been talking about, saving things and using what you have.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love that. So, Tom, what did your family have for your celebration? Your
Oh, that was insane. The list I'll have to read it to you because it was a
okay.
list. But so it was you saw the whole suckling pig.
Yes, amazing.
But then we had that just several different ways. So we had that with little steam buns, kind of little sandwiches. Then it was chopped up like that you see. Then we had this amazing uh, Alaska king crab.
Oh, that sounds great. And
That
the
was
steamed
amazing.
dumplings. Wow.
It was actually live, and so you get to actually meet your supper before you have it.
Oh,
And
wow.
so we had all that, and that was quite the scene. And I'm going to send Leo a picture to share of that.
I
Uh,
can imagine. I
so
mean,
people did get excited about that, and that was done several different ways. So we had it steamed, we had it fried, and then we had it in fried rice at the end. And then we had quite a. Then we had some crab meat and fish maw. Fish maw is the jaw of the fish, so it's
oh,
kind of
wow.
and that's a very special soup, and then a crispy chicken, a steamed live barramundi. This is actually my preparation for Sunday. So I made a much simpler meal at home. That's homemade wontons in the middle, and they're actually shaped in gold ingots, so they look like a little
Wow.
boat with a little kind of the meatball inside. To the
Oh, I
right
love that.
is the wonton noodles.
And you folks make everything yourselves, right?
We like to do that at home. It's like you can do it simply, but you can, it's very inexpensive as shrimp and pork. But
Yeah.
we don't on the east end of Long Island. I live in Bridgehampton for part of the week. We don't have great Asian food, so if we're gonna have it, I have to bring it.
Yeah.
To the left are flower mushrooms, fresh flower mushrooms, and then to behind are baby bok choy. I do my own chicken stock from scratch, and so I'll
Wow.
get my 99-cent chicken thighs on sale at Stop and Shop, and it's nice to make a broth that has not only the bones but also the flesh.
Yeah.
There's the Alaska king crab,
I
which is
know what a feast is right. Annette Zito, and she's a chef, said, "What a feast!" You're right. Okay,
yeah.
just let me interrupt you for a second because we had so many people that just popped on.
Okay.
So Ed Kutu from Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, has joined us. He is my friend from high school. We've been friends for 1,000 years. Roberta MacGyver, my wonderful, beautiful friend, has joined us. She's from Massachusetts, but she lives here. Sean Chinsoon. Sean, I'm so glad you're here. He's adorable. He comes on every week. Michael Barbieri, our amazing friend.
Oh
Sean,
yeah.
yes, you know Michael
I
Barbieri.
know
So,
Michael's a Facebook friend of mine.
oh, okay, great. Well,
I've been following him.
Michael's done amazing things his whole life, and this year is no exception. So Sean says, I'm an unusual combination. I'm Chinese, Italian, Puerto Rican. I was born in 1975. I'm the year of the rabbit.
There you go.
Wow.
This year, I'm guessing he's not 12 years old. Let's see, it's actually a very polite way of finding out people's ages.
Oh, I love that.
He's either 12, 24, 36, 48.
Oh, okay. So that's how it goes. Every 12 years?
Yeah. So if you want to find out somebody's birth year, like in a very, this is the third way. This is the crab fried rice. You see the big shell?
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
I know it's a dream. I mean, the whole thing was just like we're still recovering, I think. But
How
anyway,
many people did you have altogether?
36, so 3 tables of 12. So
36?
yeah, so that was. But once you started inviting people, you had to, it's
I
like,
know, that's a thing. I thought Italian families were big. Wow.
yeah, no, and there were a number of friends, not
Yeah.
family, but that's our family, our chosen family, right?
Yes, of
Yeah, so he was
course.
important to us. So my boyfriend David was there, but we also Jim had friends from Grace Church School, his elementary school days,
Oh, great.
and in fact, some of them are clients of mine. So that
Of
was
course.
and so that was actually very sweet because they're like, well, how do you know Thom? And they're like, oh yeah, we've known Thom since he was in kindergarten, but he's also our lawyer. So,
Right, right. And why
I like
not?
to say that some of my clients become friends and some of my friends become clients.
Yep.
So it goes both ways, and it's a joy to get to serve in that way and to help people. But yeah, so actually a couple more people said like, oh my God, I gotta call you after this. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Well, it's always good to remind people because I've given your number out to a few of my friends
That's great.
and yeah, over the years, but it's just good to remind people. It's an
Absolutely.
important thing. And for me, what it was just total peace of mind.
Hmm.
I just thought, oh, this is great. It's one less thing I have to worry about. Like I went into it thinking it was going to be this very morbid thing, but it turned out to be a very spiritual experience.
Cool.
And you're very kind about the way you handle things,
Well, thank you. Thank you.
which made it even better. So now you spend some of your time out in
Mhm.
the Hamptons, and you're a very creative person. I mean, I know you're a lawyer and you're a great chef, but you're very creative in all that you do.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you that way as a kid as well?
I guess my parents were very encouraging of me, and pretty much whatever I wanted to pick up, they just would do whatever they could to support me. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean I've just really tried out a lot of things, and yeah, so they would just say like, oh well, if you have passion for that, we'll help you. So it's been an amazing experience. I feel like I'm turning 56 next month, and I'm just like, there's still so much more to do and discover and to share with people. But
Yeah, of course.
it's been amazing actually to have a following on Facebook, and it's not a big one. It's just meaningful, to have connections with people. I mean, like Michael Barbieri, like that's somebody I've known. I guess I know through you. Uh,
Right, right.
and so, but I've followed his personal story, and for people to lead by their own example of their life and share in the ways that make we all make ourselves a little vulnerable to people
Hmm.
we don't know that well, right? Just to share our truths, right? The
Right.
thing is that it can inspire someone, and so
Absolutely.
his journey, as he shared, publicly, that he underwent this surgery, and it's really we watched the transformation happen, so it could inspire people.
Right.
Maybe get specific help, but I would love for you to friend me on Facebook, and we can follow each other. I've had incredible exchanges with people. Some people just messenger me, right?
Right.
And they just messenger me with a question, or and I just don't mind. Oh, David's been on. There you
Oh,
go.
look, there he is. There's your guy.
So yeah, so he's so proud of me. So
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God, Keith Haring back in the day in the 1980s.
really?
A subject of mine, and
Wow.
I don't have the goods to prove it anymore because it was done on, remember Betamax.
Right, of course.
My parents said, okay, you want a video recorder, we'll get you one. But so I got to interview Keith Haring at the Tony Shortrazzi Gallery. Uh,
Amazing.
he was so encouraging of young people, as his personal
Yes,
story.
of course.
But yeah, no, and it's great for a young, gay person like me, and I wasn't that out to people, you know.
Right.
For him
Well,
to
it's a very different world back
for a
then.
different world. Then I was open to my friend, and but we just all thought it was so cool, and he was so encouraging of us. But I actually had on, remember public access channel C on Sterling Manhattan
Oh,
cable.
sure. Yeah.
So I actually shot my show was called The Call-In Show, very creative, Call-In, because
I love it.
they had free phone access, and they had an operator in the studio. Now,
Wow.
so if you do public access, you only got black and white video. So you did now Robin Bird, who was in the same studio.
She got the color.
She got
Right.
color. Same crew though. Same crew.
That's
And so the crew was
amazing.
super cool to us though. They were really nice.
I'm
And
sure.
we did not get the best pick of the time. It was something like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturdays on cable channel C, if you remember.
Yeah, but that was a big deal too.
It was
a
great.
real big deal back
We
then.
raised the money. My parents chipped in. You know, I had two other buddies on there, Brett Sonnenschein and Joe Bornstein, and we basically read the news of the week, and we would just pick a topic of the week and let people call in and share their interest. And this is before the time of Facebook.
There was no internet, nothing.
So that everything was live, and you had to watch it when it happened, and people mostly were not at home watching TV, but people would come in and they'd support us, but it was just great to be in a generation where all these opportunities were opening up. The world was
the world was shifting in a big way. There was a major shift. Yeah,
it was a major shift, and we were going from analog to digital, and there were all these little things that's like, oh hey, for $25 a week we can have our own show on TV. And just have the experience of doing it and talk to people, talk to strangers and we had crank callers.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. But you know what? It was a tiny version of what you're doing. You have a much wider reach. But,
because I have the internet. And then YouTube, because this goes to YouTube. It also, just to remind everybody that, and welcome David Perkins. We're so glad you're here. So this show goes every week live on Facebook. It also goes live on YouTube, and then it goes into podcasts and Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio in a couple days or so. So always look for our shows. I believe this is episode 282, if I'm not mistaken. But you'll be able to see us.
So if people miss the live, they can go on the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, right after this.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And everything is archived.
He's in Florida right now, so he wasn't able to tune in right at the beginning because he had some technical issues.
And I'll also share this. I'll send this to you in Messenger, and you can share it anywhere you like.
I'd love it. Thank you so much for encouraging me. But how great was it that David and I were in the car driving back from Bridgehampton after our first Chinese New Year celebration at home, and then on our way to New York to do the celebration with Dad, and we had this text exchange. And then we basically arranged it. She says, "What are you doing tomorrow night at 9 o'clock?"
Yeah, because when Lucas sent me those photographs of his beautiful dance in at the Oakland Ballet, and they're doing Lunar New Year, and it was an Asian choreographer. I was like, wait a minute, that's right, it's Lunar New Year. I gotta get Thom Chu. This would be a perfect time for Thom to come on.
Those shots were amazing.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Now we're coming to the end of our show, sadly, but I wanted to ask you a million things, but we'll have to have you back on. So we want to remind everybody this is Thom Chu. It's THOM is Thom.
Because my last name's so short already, so
yeah. Well, and Chu is easy. It's just CHU. And please look. So his website is tkchulaw.com. Go to his website. I cannot say enough about the kindness and compassion and necessary services of Mr. Thom Chu. So please look him up. And Thom, thank you for helping us celebrate.
Thank you.
I didn't know enough about it, so I didn't want to just wing it. I needed, and you really
friend me online. I welcome it. I'm not up to the 5,000 limit, so it's not a problem.
Okay. Yes,
I'd love to share with people, and it's interesting because I actually will get messengers from people I've met, through contacts like yours, Maria, where they're kind of friends of friends, and they'll just message me with like a little question. And you know what? If I can answer it quickly, why not?
Why not? But also, you'll get to see Thom and his dad, lunch with Dad. And if that doesn't warm your heart, something's wrong with you.
Well,
just beautiful.
Thanks for letting me share with you. And it's, the thing is that, without really advertising or marketing, Dining with Dad is really how I embody what it is I do about estate planning, right? It's esteeming your elders and taking care of the people you love the most,
Yep.
And and the thing is that what I do is I have the tools to really kind of cement your position, whatever that is.
Absolutely. So thank you. I can't say enough about Thom. Look Thom up. I also want to give another plug to Danielle, who is a spiritual medium who just has become our friend now and just blew everybody away. A lot of our friends have had readings with Danielle, and she's really incredible and kind and sweet and Italian. What's better than that?
Right.
So DAMCLdesigns.com if you're looking to I had the quantum session, and that was like just mind-blowing. So, and she says, Thom is so charismatic. Thank you for bringing him on, Maria. Happy Year of the Rabbit. Okay, Leo, join us, please, as we close out. And Thom, is there a way to, would you say it in Chinese? Would you say happy?
Oh, yeah. Suddenly, Philo. Suddenly, Philo. That's happy.
I love it.
Philo.
Yeah, suddenly, Philo.
Suddenly, Philo. I love that. Oh, one more question I had for you, because I know we're coming to an end. What I see the dragon that dances in the streets. What is the symbol of that dragon?
So the dragon is a symbol of wisdom.
Okay.
And good luck. So then there's the lion. The lion. That's the
yes.
That's actually a lion dance. The
Oh,
dragon
it's a lion.
is a long one.
Oh, okay.
The short tail and it goes up and down.
Oh, it's a lion.
So what they do is it's warding off evil spirits.
Okay, love it.
What you do is you buy off the lion by having money, and the dancer picks up the money from your hand.
But they also
have lettuce and other things that they feed the lion. But the whole idea is that the lion is scaring off the evil spirits, and that's what the firecrackers are. Symbolic of scaring off the evil spirits. So
that's wonderful. Thank you for explaining that.
It's fun to share, and we're all connected through culture and the things that matter to us, and we're all enriched by sharing all of these things. And please come down and support Chinatown.
Yes, it's amazing, and it's right next to Little Italy. If you don't know where it is,
there's been a lot of closures, but there's some signs of new life as well. And
yes,
a lot of these businesses are very small.
So take a day and just enjoy Chinatown.
Go get some soup dumplings.
Yes, beautiful.
Great.
Thom, I can't thank you enough. Leo, you are my rock. And everybody out there, we love and appreciate you. Please come back every Tuesday. And if you miss us, go to our YouTube channel and you can watch any show you like. Thank you from What's the Story with Maria and all our beautiful guests out there. Thank you, Thom Chu.
Yeah.